Hi, Daniel.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Sweet. So I thought we'd just kind of dive on in because it's only a 15-minute interview. If that's cool with you.
Yes, yeah, we don't have time, so we'll just go right into it.
Awesome. So I was kind of looking at the Amityville horror, right? And it's obviously another addition to this franchise. And I was looking at some of your other work, and you have this long history of making works that are kind of in the lore of a franchise or continuing a franchise with your documentary work and the stuff you've done with Halloween. So I was curious what it was about Amityville horror that made you want to jump into this kind of franchise and bring it back to life a little bit.
Well, I mean, quick answer, maybe not so much correction, but I get where you're coming from. This is not a sequel to Amityville horror. It's not actually even tied to that franchise. I think the franchise that I always think goes to Amityville because there's, everybody with an iPhone camera is making movies and they put the word Amityville on it. And it's sort of become that. I wanted to, going way back, mention the documentaries and all that, I actually explored the Amityville story legacy in a pair of documentaries I had done way back when in the year 2000 for the History Channel. I had done two shows, one called Amityville The Haunting, and then the second half was called Amityville Horror or Hoax. And we explored pretty much every facet of it, from the DeFeo massacre to what's haunting to those who say it was all bullshit. And then the Letzes came on and defended themselves. So it was an interesting sort of deep dive into all things Amityville horror. But through that, I became connected with some of the people in a personal way. George Watts became a personal friend of mine. His daughters became personal friends of mine. So, it was that connection that kind of led me into the movie side of it. But this particular movie was different. I'd been approached by a company to do another haunting movie. And we were originally thinking about doing something in the landscape of the haunting in Connecticut, which I had been a producer of. Mm-hmm. But the idea of doing something with this true crime that interested everyone, the DeFeo murders, which had been very loosely portrayed in the second film called Amityville to Possession, which is not really even a sequel either, kind of a prequel, but that became a hotbed of discussion and legality. But it was kind of a chance to go back and look at that part of the story that I felt like had never really been looked at in a dramatic way. I think Amityville had touched on it, but it also was made in a time when everything was kind of jumping on the Exorcist bandwagon, and I felt like it was just a much more spectacular kind of poltergeist meets Exorcist, a lot of Catholic tropes. And I wanted to go back to the story of this family and who they were as people, how they might have interacted with each other. So see that story through the eyes of the son who ended up murdering his family, but almost from three different perspectives. One, he was the victim of terrible abuse at the hands of this kind of tyrannical father. Two, he was a pretty heavy drug user. I don't know if he was an addict, but probably. Mm-hmm. And was that a factor? Was that influencing him? Or three, was there something about this house, about this property, about this, the energy that resided in this house that had been unleashed somehow that night? So with all of that in mind, I kind of went about constructing the story, and that's kind of how it began.
So you kind of treated it as like a family drama first, secondary to, primarily over a horror film.
Correct. Yeah, certainly the horror elements are there, and we certainly pay enough fan service for those who remember, the Amityville Horror, Amityville Horror 2, all of those films. I grew up with them, and like I said before, it's like the devil was on every corner back in the 70s and 80s. It felt like, it was The Omen, it was The Exorcist, it was Amityville Horror. So many of these movies were coming out all the time, so we're kind of terrified that, we're all going to hell, or we're going to be possessed. But I think the 70s played on that fear of the unknown, of the devil, behind, the seemingly innocent facade of, a normal American family, or a family that's could have been your family, my family, that there was something darker at work. Mm-hmm. So I think all of that stuff informed those movies. I wanted to sort of take it out of the Catholic tropes. There's no exorcist that shows up at the door in the dead of night to perform a ritual. There's no big possession scene where the guy gets transformed into a demon. I wanted to take all of that away, strip all that out of it, and like you said, sort of focus on the family thing more.
When you're kind of taking these characters that are real people, but you also have to make this very like dramatic version of it for the film, you seem like you're a really big fan of this family. Was this like a tough thing for you to tackle as a director, to be like, I want it to be genuine and true to who they were, but also I got to make sure it's engaging and every moment of it's kind of fulfilling that need?
Yeah, that is always a challenge, and it was challenging on this because there was so much research that I'd already done for the documentary, but having to go back into that, to do this movie. But what I had to kind of, at some point, you have to take all of that, and you have all that knowledge, but then it's, you have to sort of focus it all through their own lens, a creative lens. So with the parameters of this movie being what they were, I took as much of the real situations that I had read about, researched about the family, and put them into this kind of stew of madness that was going on in those last days. I think our time frame is not exact, but nor should it be. I don't think we weren't making a documentary. We weren't trying to retell it exactly how it happened. It's just, these are events that occurred in the family. Maybe it happened like this, maybe it happened like that. And I wanted Butch to be that kind of unreliable narrator, if you will. He's sort of seen through him, but is he someone we can trust anyway? Is what he's seeing what really went on? He's influenced by the abuse, the anger, the rage he has for his father, all the dysfunction that's caused in the family. But the situations were real, like that scene. Remember, he goes into the kitchen to break up a family fight and points the rifle at his father and fires it, loaded, it doesn't belong. And the father thought it was this great miracle that he'd been saved. And he put these religious statues all around the house. That happened. That was all true. So, as much as I could, and the premonition, like Daniel Farrands plays the mother, so beautifully, and also the sister and Amityville too, and fan service there. But she tells of a premonition that she's had and how the family was going to end, but it was going to be okay because they were going to all be together when it happened. That was true. She did tell that story in real life. So as much as I could, I tried to imbue it with the reality of the family's relationships and the events that occurred, but also seeing it through my own, how would I have imagined that sort of thing? And I actually get back to my own childhood. I was born in Providence, Rhode Island, and my family was sort of the same, the mothers being with the kids in the basements, and people coming and going all the time, and there's a dynamic to East Coast families that's very different from California people. Nobody just drops in and visits you, but back there, at that time period, it's probably still the same. People just kind of knock on your door and neighbors come by and drop in on you, and there's just more of a familial aspect to growing up on that part of the country. So I wanted to bring some of that. And little references to the 70s and the things that are on television and the marshmallow fluff. I remember those as a kid, so I had the marshmallow fluff flown out so we could have that in the movie.
Yeah.
Just little touches, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite moments that you included in there is when Nixon pops up on TV and the dad goes, "Oh, they've been playing this for 3 months now." There's a lot of small stuff in there.
Well, I think just the fact that I would have imagined Dale Sr. to have been, very much on Team Nixon. I think if he were around today, he'd be Team Trump for sure.
I think it's interesting too. These characters that you've kind of brought to life and kind of extended. They represent real people, but of course you're adding some personal flavor into there. Were there any other kind of characters either in that time in the real life that kind of, or like in your own? And I don't want to say like your own family, but if you knew anyone in your neighborhood, that was kind of dragging you, going like, oh, this character has so much ties in this person that I do know in real life, and kind of using them to kind of ground them again.
Weirdly, like the grandmother, maybe. I mean, my grandmother was pretty Catholic, but she had this kind of something about Catholics on the East Coast that they're very superstitious. So there's always this kind of superstition with the things she would tell us as kids, like scary things, things that would kind of spook a kid. And I kind of used a little bit of that with the grandmother character, and it's just played by Daniel Farrands. It's great. Just the kids, the teenagers, those little kids back there and whatnot, but the teenagers just kind of like doing things they're not supposed to be doing, smoking pot in the basement. I remember my cousins being those kinds of kids. So yeah, that kind of thing. But I think that something sort of universal. I think a lot of people had remember that. And that's just how it was. I think the brother-sister kind of almost psychic connection that they had. It was said in a few things, a few documentaries and books that apparently that Butch and Dawn shared kind of maybe a psychic vibration between each other. That there was kind of like I think they were the eldest kids, so they had the most in common. They were sort of the ones that had most of the father's anger directed towards them. So I wanted to really focus on the relationship between the brother and the sister. I thought it was important.
So this gets to where my more, I think, messed up question I have for you is there's very much like a lens of the children here. Yeah, between the brother and the sister. So a lot of people, I feel like, with their first exposure to like horror films, the ones that really latch onto them are the ones that they see as kids, right? And it's because it's the thing you're not supposed to see, or it's it kind of sticks with you as more real or more terrifying.
Of course, yeah.
Do you, if you were, to show this and it be picked up by a kid who's seeing it for the first time, is one of their first horror films, what do you want them to take away from this?
Oh gosh, oh man, that's a good question, because I don't want to be the one that scares a child, because I was like that kid that was terrified of everything. So
yeah.
I would just say it's just a movie. I think that's probably the safest thing to say to a kid. The scary part of it is, and my initial response was going to be like, the boogeyman's not real, but in a way he is. This happened. So I guess my main thing was, your parents shouldn't be letting you see this movie. But
yeah.
And again, I was the kid that saw the movie that wasn't supposed to see either. So I think of these movies as kind of a rite of passage. Not this one in particular, but the genre as a whole. I think for me it's funny, this conversation's happening. Tonight they're doing a retrospective of Friday the 13th Part 2 here in Hollywood. And that's the first sort of slasher movie I ever saw on the big screen. My mother was out of town. Babysitter was with us all weekend. And I begged her to take me to see this. And I was completely traumatized from it. And I had to keep it a secret because she said, your mother will kill me if she finds out I took you. Mm-hmm. So it's funny I'm going to see that movie tonight. And the other little funny part is I'm bringing my babysitter, the woman who babysat me when I was a little kid. She's my guest.
Really? That's funny.
Uh-huh. So I think there's just something generational about these movies. I think there's something that we all, when you sit in that dark movie theater, you all kind of collectively gasp and scream and everything. But I think it touches a primal part in us. At least it did with me. I think that's why I stuck with the genre all these years, because I think it's the most relatable, and I think we all understand the unknown, and what's forbidden, taboo, what's not safe. And I think the scariest thing, like an Amityville movie, is you're not safe in your own home. I think that's why these stories resonate so deeply and last as many years as they have.
I've got one last question for you then. So you clearly have this really big fascination with Friday the 13th, right? You were just talking about this. You've got a lot of work, related to it. And we've also talked about the strength of this film being the family, and that there's not really a monster in the closet so much that we're afraid of. It's the very grounded center of the family. Friday the 13th, I feel like has tried to do that before, but it really centers around the villain. Do you find that it is like a more fun thing to do the villain, or a more fun thing to do the family? Because the family obviously plays more real, and your film really hits on that.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see what you prefer.
I have to say, I'm the audience member that didn't go because I loved to see what Jason was going to do. I kind of weirdly related to the survivor. I was always going to put myself in the shoes of the Laurie Strode character, the Jenny Fuel, that outsider looking in who saw things maybe the friends who were busy doing other things that kids do was aware of. So I think I kind of grew up feeling like a bit of an outsider, so maybe I noticed things more. I felt things more on a primal level. Movies really affected me. It wasn't like I watched a movie and that was it. I would go home and kind of obsess over it. So For me, when you even talk Friday the 13th, I don't think of it as Jason. I think of it as the survivors and the victims and those characters. So maybe I'm just weird that way. So I think Friday the 13th is a tragic story. I mean, it's about a mother whose son drowned or she got drowned. So I think about
absolutely.
that too. As crazy as Mrs. Voorhees was, she had a reason for what she did. So I think that's part of it. I think we all want to feel like if we were put in a situation like that, what would we do? And would we be the one to make it? And it's interesting that the final girl phenomenon, that it's been written about many times. Jamie Lee Curtis sort of owns that. It's one that I think it's important because I think it speaks to all of us, male, female, whatever, straight, gay, anything. I think it's all about having the strength to face things that might be unthinkable. And in the safety of a movie theater like Friday the 13th, which is like an audience experience, but even things like Amityville and going on The Shining and Halloween, certainly, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hysteria, these are all sort of cautionary tales. These are all like fairy tales in a way. So, and I think they're all there to titillate us, but I think they're also there to tell us, we can, if we are resourceful enough, if we're smart enough, if we keep our eyes open, we can survive.
Great. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. These have been some wonderful answers. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Just pulling this stuff out.
Yeah. Well, it was great.
Thank you. You've been really nice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel.